Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my opinion. The IPL has resumed. Two or three matches at least have taken place. And in this video, I'll be previewing tomorrow's match between the Chennai Super Kings and the Rajasthan Royals, which has been shifted to Delhi from Chennai. Let's get into this preview. And since Chennai was set to be the home side, I'll start off with it. They won their previous match against Kolkata, and there was a change in the playing 11 which I didn't get. Sam Curran 2 matches ago versus Punjab scored an 88, which got them to that defendable score. They should have defended it, and I don't know how they didn't defend 190 in Chennai. They dropped him to supposedly strengthen their batting, and they brought someone who I've mentioned about Devon Conway's bat swing a lot. He's not been in confidence, and he's dismissed for a golden duck, I think, in that match. So I didn't understand that change at all. Urvil Patel was brought in after being drafted in before the KKR match, and he scored a quick 531. So I think he would start ahead of Conway in this 11. So based on my starting 11, I've gone with Urvil Patel and Ayush Matre to open, Sam Curran 3, Dior Brevis 4, Ravindra Jadeja 5, Shivam Dube impact sub as well. MS Dhoni 6, Ratan Ashwin number 7, Anshul Kamboj 8, Maticha Patirana 9, Khalil Ahmed 10, and Noor Ahmed at number 11. Now, if I'm going to say this about Shimon Hetmai being a retained player for the Rajasthan Royals, yet he's batting at a position where many of the matches we have seen that he has been part of a duo that hasn't been able to take the team over the line. And I mentioned that he's done well for other teams batting higher up the order. For Shivam Dube, we saw in the first half of the season, yes, he got opportunities at 4 and 5 and he couldn't quite capitalize. But in the latter half, he's worked out at 7 a lot of the time, and he's a retained player, and a lot of the time he's only struck at about 120 when he has scored some decent runs. So they've been batting Jadeja number 4. Yes, he played well against RCB, but he's a pace hitter. Yes, he played well against spin against RCB, but he's a pace hitter. He can play that role at number 7. He's been doing that for many years, and this would make this batting lineup function more smoothly because Dior Brevis is also batting at 5 behind Jadeja. Dior Brevis, in my view, performs the best when he's batting in the top 4. And on slower services, I would open the batting with him because he plays a lot of his shots on the rise, which, especially in the power play, before the ball gets soft on a slow surface, he would go better, I feel. And Shivam Dube is someone who can bat in the top 5. So Jadeja, he may be doing well when you bat him at number 4 at times, but I feel it's causing some disharmony in the batting lineup progression because a retained player for you who can play that role higher up the order is not batting in a favorable position when he's batting at the number 7 most of the time. So I feel Dube should bat higher and Jadeja can go back to batting low because he can play a role there. And I mentioned this in the previous video. They bowl power play bowlers, let's say, for 3 out of the first 6. And in the case of Anshul Kamboj, they've not bowled him out of the power play. If you can bowl 3 out of 6, why can't you bowl 4 out of 7, finish the bowler off in a position that you perceive to be his strength when the ball is relatively new? Instead, they're not bowling him after that, and they're probably not going to bowl him at the death. They'll keep going back to Khalil, but he's a very good bowler. In my view, he should be playing for India and Red Bull cricket. Then I don't understand why when he's bowling well for you in the power play, you're not bowling him after that. So I feel they should bowl him for all 4 out of the first 7, but I don't think they will. Ashwin, they keep giving him the ball in the power play, and after going for 14 runs in the 1 over that he bowled in the power play, he went for 5 runs in his next 2. He's not been taking wickets, but he's been bowling economically. The 3 spinners bowled well in the previous match, and I feel the structuring of the batting lineup and when bowlers have been bowled, Patriana once again is not being bowled before the 10th over. And I don't think they will change that for the rest of the season or depending on the plans in the next season. So this is the 11 that I think CSK should go with. If they go with this side, especially against an opposition that's low on confidence, I feel CSK can get a second win on the bounce. But let's see how this match goes for them. And now let's get to the Rajasthan Royals. Once again, a match they should have won. They let it out of their grasp. And I don't think the openers could have done much more. They've given quite a few starts for their team, explosive starts, and yet the latter 10 overs haven't gone this team's way consistently. And unfortunately, it's been the same individuals that have been surrounding those losses. So, as far as my 11 goes, I've gone with Yashasvi Jaiswal and Vaibhav Suryavanshi to open the batting. Sanju Samson 3, Shimron Hetmeyer 4, Dhruv Jurel 5, Riyan Parag 6, Vanindu Asaranga number 7, Jofra Archer 8, Tushar Deshpande 9, Mahesh Deekshana 10, Akash Manwal 11, and Shivam Dubey to be the impact sub. Now, I'll say this again. Riyan Parag is stubbornly walking out at number 4. He played an extraordinary knock against KKR, yes, but if you're assessing the confidence of the lower order, Dhruv Jurel scored a good 53 at number 5 the previous match. Shimron Hetmeyer for the Guyana Amazon Warriors on toughest services did well at number 4. I've said this from before the tournament started, but I knew they wouldn't use him that way. They've retained a player to use him in the last 4 or 5 overs, and he's not been performing in that phase. And they're not changing the lineup. Riyan Parag has scored, I think, 380 runs at a strike rate of 170 odd. So clearly he can play that role at the end, but he's walking out at 4. I'm not saying that he'd be a bad number 4, but when you know the side is going the way it is, when you'd rather shuffle things up to avoid those last-minute losses, but they haven't been doing that. That's why they've lost, 4 matches, I think, at least in those situations. How they won those, a team that could finish last could have looked to get into that 4th place slot, but because of those strategical lapses, they haven't been doing so. And I don't know if Mahesh Deekshana wasn't fit for the previous match, but if he was, you're playing Fazalak Farooqi. He's gone for 217 runs, I think, in he's gone for 217 runs in the overs that he's bowled, so I don't quite understand that. And it says Jofra Archer on the graphic. I don't think he is available, so you could put Quainama Parker there. So in that case, Mahesh Deekshana should be brought back in place of Fazalak Farooqi because he can be that economical spinner. Wanindu Asaranga is a wicket-taking spinner. He's not an economical spinner. So this is what I would do. And if you're looking at the replacements as well, Sandeep Sharma is an experienced India bowler. Who do they sign as a replacement? Andre Berger, who's a skillful bowler, but he's very injury prone. He hasn't played any cricket in the last while. I think since the previous IPL, he played in the MLC and hasn't played much cricket or any cricket since then. And would he have been able to fit in this 11 when you've got Fazalak Farooqi and Quainama Parker there? I don't think so, because then what's the point of signing Quainama Parker if you're playing Andre Berger ahead of him? And so then you've got Leandre Pretorius, who's an opening batsman. Can he crack into that top 3? I don't think he can. So the replacements haven't been on point. The retentions have been poor, so I think strategically it has been a mismatch. They'll be looking to correct that the next season. For now, they have to make do with what they have. So I feel aside, it's theoretically, if you bring in Shivam Dubey as an impact sub in place of Akash Madwal, the whole 11 can bat. But I because of the confidence, the issues that we've seen, they're not restructuring the batting lineup. They haven't been getting over the line. And I would like CSK to win this match as a CSK fan, but if a close situation does arise and the Rajasthan Royals do win, then I think it would be a barrier for them to cross if we've seen that they have fallen short in those situations this season. So now, as far as the playing 11 comparisons go, since this match is happening in Delhi, you've got to get to that 60-run mark in the power play. Which top 4 is going to do that? You're looking at Urvil Patel, Ayush Matre, Sam Curran, and Dior Brevis for CSK compared to Yashasvi Jaiswal, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Sanju Samson, and Shimron Hetmeyer for the Rajasthan Royals. Now, for CSK, Urvil Patel scored a quick 531 the previous match. He's only played that one match. Ayush Matre has been doing well. Sam Curran complete double roles. Dior Brevis explosive. Yashasvi Jaiswal been playing in great confidence. He's explosive. Vaibhav Suryavanshi explosive. Sanju Samson returning explosive. Shimron Hetmeyer in my side, being number 4, is explosive. So because of the confidence of the openers, they've been giving starts more often than not. I feel Rajasthan Royals have got a slight edge there. And this is a venue where you've got to be steadily aggressing throughout the 20 overs to get to that 200 mark. So for the middle order, you got Sam Curran, Dior Brevis, Jadeja, Shivam Dube being impact sub, and MS Dhoni, compared with Sanju Samson, Shimon Hetmyer, Dhruv Jurel, Riyan Parag, and Shivam Dube. If on paper, the Rajasthan Royals side has got an edge, but I don't know about the confidence, especially if they don't send Hetmyer at 4 and keep Riyan Parag with the end. CSK Jadeja scored a good 77 against RCB. I hope they send Shivam Dube up the order because he's a retained player. He's been scoring runs when he's batted, but it's been a fairly low strike rate because of when he's walked out. So I'd like to see him bat number 5. Maybe Jadeja bat lower down the order, but I don't think they will do that. So I don't think there's too much of an edge here. Certainly confidence-wise, CSK will have the edge, but I don't think there's too much of an edge here. The fast bowlers to strike up front, Anshul Kamboj and Khalil Ahmed. And without Jofra Archer, if you got Quenam Apaka, Tushar Deshpande, and Akash Madwal, I feel the Rajasthan Royals may struggle in that department, which is why I've got CSK to take that. In CSK spinners, they bowled well the previous match, and I feel at their best, the best spin combination in the league. So overall, I feel CSK have got a slight edge in terms of confidence as well, and I think they can win that second match on the bounce, but let's see what happens. If you enjoy this video, please unsubscribe, share with friends, and remember, this is my opinion. What's your